All right, guys. Fulu coming to you with another commentary. Yeah, man. You know how they say that Islam is perfect, but Muslims are not perfect. But at the same time, we have to understand something that um, you can't, you cannot use that as an excuse if you're knowingly going down the rabbit hole that you're not supposed to go down. And this is why I tell people, hey man, you're treading down the wrong path. Okay, you're doing completely opposite of what we're supposed to do. But let's take a look. Let's see, here we go. First video.
Divorce. I'm really pissed off at my husband right now, and you're gonna say, well, Iman, you're not married. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. I have been waiting on this guy for such a long time to.
And the sad thing about it is that in Islam, for example, like back in the day, if women complained about like them not like being married, if women complained like, oh, like I can't get married, or I'm not marrying, then things would be done. There would be things in place where you get these women married. You know what I mean? These women would get married. There would be no complaints, and that would be that. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, this used to go on back in the day. But, that has now changed, unfortunately. But I'm telling you, this used to be the case.
Show up, and he is taking his sweet time. And I've had so many.
And I'm pretty sure she had some, like, guys who were interested. But because she had swallowed the feminism pill, she is now at a point where we're going to find out what her requirements are in just a minute.
Professional milestones, and he wasn't there to support me, and he wasn't there to witness them, which is embarrassing. Divorce. I'm really pissed off at my husband. Divorce. Divorce. I'm really pissed off at my husband right now, and you're gonna say, well, Iman, you're not married. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. I have been waiting on this guy for such a long time to show up, and he is taking his sweet time. And I've hit so many professional milestones. And
So as you see, her whole focus is a career. It's not even to get married. Her whole thing is her career. That's her whole thing, is her career.
wasn't there to support me, and he wasn't there to witness them, which is embarrassing for him. Just really sick and tired of making excuses for him because he hasn't showed up yet, right?
You see how delusional she is? And it's sad that the thing is, she knows better. She's supposed to know better, man. She is really supposed to know better than doing this.
Like, oh, maybe he's about to graduate with his master's or PhD, or maybe he's like.
Okay, so there you have it. She wouldn't even take a bachelor's, wouldn't even be enough for this guy. She straight out jumped to the masters and to the PhDs. There you go.
Really working on himself, and he's about to hit that peak of emotional maturity. So you know what? I don't even like you. I don't even like you anymore. So when you come into my life, I'm gonna say no.
So there you have it. There's the thing. So any guy who even like entertains her is already going to be in a lose-lose situation. And if he doesn't watch this video, to dodge that bullet. So what I'm saying is that any guy who entertains her is not going to even know that this woman is like this. Therefore, he's going to be in a bad situation. So, with that being said, you know, it's really bad right now. It really is.
Good luck convincing me otherwise, because you just suck right now. Like,
You see? You see how bad that is? She knows she shouldn't be acting like this. She knows this is not okay. But because she has probably a lot of non-Muslim friends with that nigga ain't attitude, she acts like this. But let's continue on with this.
Religion has done nothing for the world. The world would be a better place without religions. You would hear these phrases a lot from atheists, but they do not know what they are talking about.
And I agree, they don't know what they're talking about.
Europeans and people in the West in general, and because they have a bad history with religion, they project that experience on Islam and Muslims.
And you know why they have a bad history with religion? You know why? Because our religion, especially, instills like discipline, morality, integrity, and things of that nature if it is practiced in the correct manner. And I'm not trying to sound like a crazy person, but if you talk about street code or if you talk about like just like universal code, then our religion has it, but people in the religion don't practice it, you know. And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect and I'm like just this like holier than thou Muslim. I'm not going to sit here and say it. I'm going to sit here and say that I'm just a flawed guy trying to get it right, right? So, with that being said, let's continue on and see why this girl that I just played is the way she is.
But when Islam was most practiced and held as priority, the Muslims had the golden age of Islam, of science.
Two-thirds of all stars that have names these are all the Arabic star names. All of these. How do you get a culture where stars in the night sky are named by them? What was going on? How did that happen? And you have to go back 1,000 years, and you get to Islam in what's the golden period of Islam. In that period, algebra was invented. Algorithm is an Arabic word.
Algorithm. We use that word a lot in these social media streets. Algorithm, right?
All these words that begin with AL, 10 to 1, it's an Arabic word. Our numerals are Arabic numerals. Did you pause and reflect on why we call them Arabic numerals? We just call them that, right? But somebody did good stuff with these numerals. It was in Baghdad 1,000 years ago where they invented algebra. And there was advances in mathematics, agriculture, engineering, all of these fields. All at a time when Europe was disemboweling heretics.
But look at us now, Muslim.
Okay, and that's true because even when you look in, let's look outside of that part. If you look in like my neck of the woods in West Africa, you had Timbuktu, you have Songhai, you have Futa Toro, you have Futa Jalon, which you can still find manuscripts with these high sciences, where you can find manuscripts on different topics that have a lot of topics as well. You can find manuscripts on, you can find manuscripts on astrology. You can find manuscripts on, you can find manuscripts on astronomy. You can find manuscripts on alchemy. You can find manuscripts on all those high sciences, but they're all organized and filtered into a way that makes sense and that doesn't trespass the limits of Islam. You can all find those in West Africa, man, for sure.
Are becoming like a knockoff version of the Western man. Due to globalization and the spread of the Western culture, liberalism, and the highly organized attacks on religion, so many people are actually straying away from Islam. And it's not.
I see it too. Like it's sad, and like that girl's an example. Like it's sad that a girl could be wearing a hijab and then she just be just as like bad as like a woman, a a Western woman because that Western woman has infiltrated her mind. It's sad that it has come to this point, but it's at that point where it has happened. You know what I mean? And I have a theory that liberals kind of produce feminism, and feminism kind of produce sexual liberation. Sexual liberation produced what we have right now among Western women, whether they be Belejo, Denejo, Asian, and like Latin America. You know.
Doing us any good. You see how society is losing its structure, how immorality is spreading, which is affecting the nuclear family directly. Divorce cases are on the rise, which results in more broken homes and more broken people. And these people will form the fabric of the society in the future. And all of this is due to the strong push for liberalism and secularism, which may seem to have worked for the Western society, but actually have resulted in more harm than benefit. And it all depends on the desired outcome. If you are desiring a society that prioritizes the individual rather than the group, you would see a lot of material prosperity. But on the spiritual and mental side, you would see hollow shells of human beings.
Yeah, this guy is speaking facts. Like you look at how society is ran right now, like Western society, and you look at like different countries trying to imitate society, like Western society, and it's real sad, bro. It's real sad how it is, how things are going down. I'm just being honest with you. It's all bad.
Of suicide, the lack of purpose, selfishness, and the spread of societal diseases, which will result in broken societies, which in return will result in broken.
He also mentioned the divorce rate, which is true. Like, I mean, when you look at it, man, these women are initiating divorces at skyrocketing levels because of the simple fact this society caters to them in such a way where a guy, for example, may work so hard to get a house, and him having the house, he no longer he is no longer is no longer like his after the divorce. It's his wife or his ex-wife, and there's nothing he can do about it. That's the sad thing. There's absolutely nothing he can do to like stop that from happening. And it's real sad, man. It's hella sad.
Individuals.
Now let's look at one more thing. I really wouldn't know how to navigate this, like how you would navigate it, but maybe your best bet is to. I mean, I know guys have needs and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, maybe your best bet is to like keep away. But this is what feminism produces. These are how women protest. The very thing that they say that they don't want to do, like they don't want guys to do, they do. This is how they get attention. So I think that was in Ecuador, I believe, and I think they're having a problem with like rape culture there. But you have to understand something, that Ecuador again was a beneficiary of American culture. And so if they're having a problem with rape culture, then it's only because they allowed the United States to do what they do. As a matter of fact, I believe that Ecuador uses US dollars. But the way women get attention for that is by being without clothes. And it's like, okay, well, why are you doing that to get attention? You know what I mean? You're doing the very thing that, and it's like, it boggles my mind, really.
I was on No Jumper for fucking 500 guys. No, 50 guys in one night.
Oh shoot, that's crazy. But she's, you know how you see how she switched it up. You know what I mean? You see how quick like she switched.
500 total in my lifetime. Yeah.
So for those who don't know, can you tell us your name and what you're doing out here?
My name is Kazumi, and I am trying to pay rent by advertising my fans. If you're comfortable selling your assets, just like everything else, if you have those assets, sell it.
How'd you get started?
Well, the crazy thing about it too is this is normalized, guys. Sorry to say, but this like behavior is normalized, and she's allowed to get away with it, and she's also encouraged to do it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, it's like, um, I don't know. I don't know whether I should like, whether we should be surprised at it, or whether we should just, at this point, it's like, what do you think? What is there to think? You know what I mean? She told it she told it in a way where she's not holding any filters back. She's saying, yeah, I'm trying to pay my rent. You know what I mean? Like, she's just telling you, you know? So, if she's telling you that I'm trying to pay my rent, then we just have to believe, we just have to believe her at face value. But at the same time, it's like, you have to ask yourself, is this really a way that you want to be remembered? You know what I mean? And you have to ask yourself, okay, will she find a man in her life? You know what I mean? I mean, the only man I can think of is probably a weak simp dude who forgives her for, and who will accept her for such a high body count, which I don't understand. Yeah, this world is crazy, man. And all I can do is sit back and observe. All I can do is try to like Jengen, enduring, and them. That's all I can do. Yeah, I think that will, inshallah, provide the fruits I need to be in a good way. But you see, she has no shame. But let's be honest with ourselves too. If OnlyFans wasn't a lucrative thing for women, then they wouldn't be doing what they're doing right now. She wouldn't be doing what she was doing.
Sense.
I used to have this slave in college that would like let me put stuff in his dick hole.
How much did he pay you?
It was 300 at the time, but it was more of like an experience. So I just felt like this is my calling during COVID. I was on No Jumper for fucking 500 guys.
So, she has no shame. And then one thing I want to say too, this is the thing. I'm gonna end this video on this note, this commentary on this note. It's not just the Belejo and Denejo women who have this going on. Obviously, by her last name, you can tell she's of Japanese descent. Okay? Most Japanese women, traditional Japanese women, are submissive. They know their place. They're very friendly. They're very wholesome women. But due to her being around, the West and stuff like that, this is not her. So because of this, you see her being the way she is right now. So with this being said, I think that we have to really like assess some things going on. We have to really assess these things. But with that being said, I'm off till the next one, guys. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Foolish signing out. I'm Jad Armor.